There are 4 types of serial killers. They are categorized by why and how they kill their victim. Power and control. These are serial killers that murder to feel powerful. They enjoy being in control of someone's last moments. These killers will often sexually abuse their victims for the sake of taking power away from them instead of sexual desire. These killers tend to be organized and patient, which makes them very hard to catch. They may even continue the abuse after their victim's death by engaging in necrophilia and mutilating the bodies. The killer may take something to remember the victim by, whether that be a possession, photo, or body part. Power and control killers often have strong feelings of inadequacy and were abused as a child, so they try to get rid of their repressed emotions by taking power away from their victims and making them feel vulnerable. The most famous example would be Ted Bundy, who stalked, kidnapped, raped, and murdered 30 young women. He showed no remorse or regret for his actions and killed to dominate his victims' last hours on Earth. Another example would be John Wayne Gacy, also known as the Killer Clown, who raped and killed at least 33 young men and hid their bodies under his house. He was also very liked within his community and seemed to be a very normal, mundane person. Visionary killers. Visionary serial killers are motivated to kill not by any personal desire, but usually by voices in their heads caused by severe mental illness. Many visionaries claim they were commanded to kill by God or Satan. Their crimes are often completely random and disorganized, with their victims being whoever they happen to find. David Berkowitz, known as the Son of Sam, claims he killed 13 people because he was commanded by Satan in the form of his neighbour's dog, who he called Sam, who communicated to him through barking at night, though this may have just been a story to get an insanity plea. Another example would be Richard Chase, known as the Vampire of Sacramento, who went on a murder spree because he believed if he didn't drink human blood, his heart would shrink and his blood would turn to dust. He was an extreme hypochondriac. He would hold oranges above his head to stop his brain from falling apart and carried macaroni in his pockets to avoid getting poisoned by Nazi UFOs. Mission-orientated killers. Mission killers are trying to rid the world of a specific type of people. They are often motivated by racism, sexism, homophobia, or religious discrimination. They generally stick to the same geographic area where they live. Their murders are usually well planned out and carefully organised, making them much harder to catch than the average serial killer. One example would be the infamous Jack the Ripper, who murdered sex workers in London's Whitechapel district in 1888. His knowledge of police schedules and careful dissection of bodies led people to believe that he was a mission-orientated serial killer, despite his identity being unknown to this day. Joseph Paul Franklin was a white supremacist and KKK member who killed 8 to 20 people to try and incite a race war. He would usually target interracial couples and shoot them with a pistol. Hedonistic serial killers. Hedonistic killers kill for their own desires, and there are 3 types. Thrill seekers kill for the thrill of the chase with the victim and the police. They kill to excite themselves and feel alive. A likely example would be the Zodiac killer, who sent taunting messages to the police in his cipher codes. Some still haven't been decoded to this day, including one that may contain his real name, as his identity remains a mystery. Comfort killers kill for monetary gain and wealth. Their murders are often just a means to an end. They will often kill indirectly through possibly poison or asphyxiation. An example of this would be H.H.Holmes, who potentially murdered hundreds of women to commit insurance fraud. He did this in his famed Murder Castle, which was a 3-floor hotel with secret rooms, trapdoors, and a cremation furnace in the basement. The third type of serial killer is the lust killer, who kills to satisfy their violent sexual desires. The most known example is Ed Kemper, who killed 10 people over the course of the 60s and 70s. He would commit necrophilia on the victim's severed head. He would also engage in rape as well as cannibalism. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe.